sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. 3-1 with the money picks on YouTube. 4-0 on Patreon. 2 gigantic weeks in a row. You know, I heard the public took a beating last week. Sorry, not sorry. This avalanche isn't stopping. Let's get to this week. First game, Thursday night football. We got the Jacksonville Jags at the New Orleans Saints. Jags +3. I got Jags to win in the cover, and we saw this line movement due to the Trevor Lawrence injury. I still think he will be able to play. It's looking like he will play, and this man is effective. He doesn't need to scramble. He will make bigger plays than Carr, and everyone was quick to finger wag me about picking the Texans against the Saints. I said earlier, man, I feel like this Saints team is like the Ottoman Empire. They're old, they're fading, and yes, you'll see small glimpses of brilliance, but overall, there's not a lot there. There's not a great coaching staff. Give me the Jags. If it wasn't Thursday night, you know I would want to pull the trigger. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Indianapolis Colts. Browns -2. Money, money, money. Money. Browns to win in the cover. I do think Deshaun Watson will play. Just be careful because he sandbagged us earlier in the year. But this is more about this Browns defense. I don't think the Colts will be able to run the ball. And I don't know if the Colts are going to be able to protect Minshew. And we did see the blueprint was put out last week by the Jags, how to stop Minshew in this Colts offense. I respect Shane Steichen. I respect this Colts defense. I just feel like the Browns are better in every area. And we saw this Browns team have a bit of a renaissance. Backs up against the wall. They come out and beat the best damn team in the league. I think this momentum carries on. And like I said in the preseason, I think the Browns can win this AFC North. Making a money pick, just be cautious about Deshaun. I think once it's cleared to play, it'll move to like -3, -3.5. Pull the trigger regardless. Making a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Falcons +2.5. Falcons to win in the cover. I'm staying with them. And just to give a little bit of perspective of that Commanders-Falcons game, Falcons damn near gained 400 yards. Sam Howell in that offense gained 170. Yeah, Atlanta found a way to lose the game. I don't think they'll lose this. And I told you this Bucs team was fugazi, and I told you the Lions would destroy them. Everyone was on the Bucs. For some reason, that was confounding my head. And now you got Baker banged up. And I wasn't even pushing blame on Baker. This Tampa Bay offense just doesn't have a run game. And when you put quarterbacks in 2nd and 11, 3rd and 9, you're not going to see good performances, even if you got Mahomes. I'm going Falcons to win in the cover, upset NFC South battle. I really like this one, but like I said, when you're dealing with Desmond Ridder, when you're dealing with a Falcons team that is very inconsistent on the road, you can't make it a money pick, but teaser option for sure. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Chicago Bears. The Bears. Raiders -3. I got the Raiders to win in the cover, and I'm wearing a Minnesota jersey because of that big money pick last week. And you saw what Brian Flores' defense did to this Bears offensive line. They knocked Fields out. Fields is doubtful to play in this game, and I don't care if Jimmy G plays or not. This Badgett kid just doesn't have it. He's going to get hit a lot. The Bears are in free fall. You always have to be cautious when you look at the Raiders. Like, we know they're a poorly coached team. We know they're inconsistent. I do think the Raiders are able to run the ball against the Bears defense. That just hasn't been good this year. Raiders to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions. Campbell at the Baltimore Ravens. Lions +3. Money, money, money. Money. Lions to win in the cover. Why should I change up this formula? People have been doubting me since week 2 last year. Yeah, I keep hammering the Lions money picks and I keep getting money in my bank account, and people keep doubting no matter what evidence is put forth on that football field. When you look at this game, man, this is more of me fading the Ravens. I'm just not a big Ravens guy. I don't think their pass attack has transformed. I know Zay Flowers has been immense, but other than that, I'm not seeing anything evolving there, and I don't think they'll be able to run the ball against the Lions. Like, this is what I told you going into the BUCS game. This Lions defense is for real. They're ferocious, they're physical, and they all have high motors, and I don't know who's going to block Hutchinson. I know he's going to make plays, and I like this Lions offense better than the Ravens offense. Is it crazy for me to say that? Like, I know people still think Goff sucks because of what transpired 3, 4, 5 years ago, but you give this man a play action. You got Gibbs coming back. Montgomery will be out, which is a little bit of a blow, but you give Gibbs back. You get Jameson Williams in there. People aren't talking enough about Jameson Williams. I just think the Lions make the bigger chunk plays. Lamar works magic, but the Lions win this damn game on the road, and I love the money with the 3. Make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Washington no-names at the New York Giants. Giants +2. I'm going Giants to win in the cover. Now, I'm not going to say a lot about this game. I don't even think the fans of these teams care about this game. But like I said when I was talking about the Falcons, the Commanders did not play well. Credit to the defense for forcing turnovers, but that Commanders offense was misfiring, and I think they misfire again. I think this Giants team is going to have a little bit of mojo, a little bit of verb after their good performance against Buffalo. There is no fucking science. Giants +2 winning the cover. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Patreon, $5 a month, 4-0 last week. Come get this money with me. Link in the description. Hit the like button. Next game, AFC East. We got the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots. Bills -8.5. Bills to win in the cover. They have to respond, right? Like, I'm not the biggest commentator in the world, but I do have a following. I'm probably the lowest on the Bills of anyone who has a voice in this industry. But with that being said, I think they come back on a rampage here. I think they absolutely tear through the dead carcass that is Bill Belichick, that is the New England Patriots. How long will Mac Jones last? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long he's going to play, but I think we see Von Miller having a big day if he is available. And this Bills team needs to respond, man. And I've been defending Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. This team needed a legit number 2 option. They haven't got that, but I don't think that's going to make a damn bit of difference against the Patriots. Patriots turn it over 3 times. Bills to win in the cover with the -8.5. But like you guys are learning, these spreads, these big spreads, I don't like betting them too much. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams -3. Money, money, money. Money. Rams to win in the cover. This is when you get in on the Rams money. Patreon, we hit the Rams with a teaser. This time we're going to take a full chunk out of it and just bet them with the -3. Now, Steelers coming off the bye week, but as we saw last week, my opinion was right. The bye week really doesn't change as much as the pundits want you to believe. I mean, I think maybe it is more fluff than it is real deal. And listen, the Steelers needed to get healthy. Pickett's going to be helped by another week, but I just think this Rams offense against the Steelers secondary, that hasn't been good. You know, I love Mike Tomlin. We all love the Watt brother, but at a certain point, when is someone going to call out the Steelers secondary? And when you look at this game, man, I think the Rams defense, as crazy as it sounds, outperforms the Steelers. I absolutely love this money pick, and like I said, man, Matt, the surgeon Stafford, he's been absolutely surgical this year, and he's playing at a high level. Cooper Kupp, Pakua, Atwell. I mean, I'm loving these options, and I didn't even mention Higbee. Like I said, go take a look at these Steelers games, man. The secondary just isn't good enough, and if you're able to chip Watt, you can slang it on them like the Texans did. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals. Pew, pew, pew. At the Seattle Seahawks. Hawks minus 7.5. I want to make this a money pick. Hawks to win in the cover. Listen, we were on the right side of that Bengals game, but that was an absolute fist fight and an absolute brawl. And I left that game coming away impressed by the Seattle Seahawks. And I got to say that Hawks to win in the cover. I want to pull the trigger. It's just this Arizona team hangs around games. And like I've been telling you, first 3 quarters, Cardinals are going to cover. Cardinals are going to do their damn thing. But once it gets to the 4th quarter, once the waters get deeper, you see them crumble like a paper mache and get ripped and torn apart. And I think that's what the Seahawks do. And I think Geno needs a big game, man. I do. I got to lay out the challenge of the week to Geno Smith. You got the advantage against the secondary. You're going to have protection. Geno needs to ball out. He's going to go over the player props. Hawks to win in the cover, minus 7.5. That home field advantage isn't what it used to be, but I do think we see a little bit of a resurgence. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers plus 5.5. Money, money, money. Borderline. If Deshaun Watson doesn't play, substitute this one in. Borderline money pick with the Chargers and the points. Chiefs win the game. Man, I told you after I watched the Vikings-Chiefs film, something is missing from this Chiefs team, and I think it's the wide receiver core. There's only so much Kelsey and Mahomes can do alone. It's like they're shooting hoops alone, 2-on-2, and you get to a point where, yes, this Chiefs defense has been prolific. We know Brandon Staley is a prolific choke artist. We understand all that, but I think this Chargers defense is able to keep it close. I was quite impressed with what I saw from the Chargers D against the Cowboys, and I think that comes out, and I think they have some matchup advantages here. And one thing, man, I don't know if this Chiefs offensive line is playing all that great a ball. I know Mahomes doesn't take sacks. It's out slide armed in 2.5 seconds, but I'm not impressed with this Chiefs offensive line. I think the Chargers can get home here. And, Herbert's got to respond, man. And we can talk about Brandon Staley, and I will beat that dead horse until he loses his job. But Herbert's got to play better. He was missing wide open guys. There's 3 times Keenan Allen's open for a chunk play. He doesn't hit him. I think Herbert comes back, has a better game. I think these games are always close, man. We've won a ton of money. Chargers and the points against the Chiefs. I wish it was 6, but 5.5, I'll do with it. Borderline money pick. Don't hold me to it. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. Packers minus 1.5. Broncos winning the cover, baby. There is no science. I don't think the Broncos are in tank mode. Listen, I think they're going to trade Jerry Jeudy. They're going to trade some other people like they let go of Randy Gregory. But Sean Payton's fighting for his job, man. It's looking like he might be 1-out after some of those bonehead decisions he made against the Chiefs. I think the Broncos are able to run the ball, and I sound like a dead record, but an issue with this Packers defense for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years has been the run defense. I think the Broncos pound it on them, and I know it's easy to get really low on the Broncos. Russell Wilson sucks. Sean Payton looks lost. But one thing the Broncos can do, they can run the ball. And it seems like this defense found a little bit of mojo. And on the other side, Jordan Love just isn't really good. Remember after they beat up a poor Chicago team, everyone was pounding their chest saying, Love, he's the next in Favre and Rodgers lineage. No. There was no evidence to suggest that. And it's once again people jumping the barrel. And I'm happy to see you guys lose money if you thought Jordan Love was going to be good. I really like the Broncos this game, and we can never underestimate home field advantage in this league. in Mile High. You get that altitude. I think we see the Packers fade in the third and fourth quarter. Broncos with the 1.5. Broncos to win in the cover. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Philadelphia Eagles. Dolphins +2. Money. Dolphins to win in the cover. Listen. 5-1 in Dolphins spread so far, and I'm willing to put the chips in the middle of the table, and I'm willing to accept this challenge. I will be doing a separate video on this later in the week, but we were saying last week, even when dating back to the Rams game, we were saying this Eagles secondary is a fucking problem. And I know they got Jalen Carter, I know they got Fletcher Cox, and I know they got a bunch of dogs up front. But I think Tua is going to tear them up. And I think the Dolphins need to respond. After laying the egg against the Bills, I think we see the Dolphins come out, and I think they put up 30. Now, on the other side, our boy Hurts is going through his first tough time in the league. Do I think he'll respond? Yes. Am I worried about Vic Fangio's run defense? Of course I am. But I think this game transforms into a little bit of a shootout, dare I say. I think Hurts responds. I think the Eagles run the ball. And I think Tua and Tyreek, the Thrill Hill, and Waddle have themselves a day. I see a 30-27 game, and I see the Dolphins coming out the right side of this. And at a certain point, I'm a bettor man, and I can't get emotional, and I have to trust my power rankings. Dolphins are 2 on my power rankings. 49ers are 1. Eagles are down at 5. Dolphins to win in the cover. Make it a money pick. Next game, Monday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers at my Minnesota Vikings. 49ers -6.5. 49ers win in the cover. Now, you do get a little bit worried about McCaffrey's health. You do get a little bit worried because Brian Flores is making this batch of misfits into a formidable unit on defense. I know they only played the Bears, but I've been seeing progress from the Vikings every single week on defense, although that's not saying a lot because they were started terrible. But I just think the 49ers come in with a fuck you type performance. I think they come in walking really, really confident, and I think they run the fucking ball. And I'm worried about the Vikings' run defense. The pass defense has actually been better than expected, but I think the 49ers run the ball also, man. I'm worried about this Vikings offensive line. I know we hit the Vikings money pick last week. I know, and we hit it against Carolina, and I'm happy for that. I'm grateful for that, and we should be. But this offensive line just isn't blocking good enough. I know Darrisaw's playing good on the left side, but, you think you got a really good tackle in O'Neal on the right. He hasn't blocked anyone the whole year. And you did see they missed Justin Jefferson. The Vikings had 5 or 6 drop balls, and you just can't do that against the 49ers. I think Shanahan comes in with a little bit of a vendetta. I still think the 49ers run the ball if McCaffrey doesn't play, and I know some people got snake bitten last week. Luckily, I didn't make the 49ers a money pick last week, but don't get emotional. Stick to your power rankings, stick to your guns. 49ers winning the cover. I'm not making the money pick. 6.5 is too much on the road. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. Let's get this money. Let's have a great week. 7-2 the last 2 weeks on YouTube. We're getting it, baby.